And gentlemen, thank you for holding this education forum tonight. I appreciate the wisdom in listening to your constituents, and it's greatly appreciated. I did prepare comments for 5 minutes, as a teacher, I worked very hard on tailoring it to exactly 5 minutes. So I will do my best to improvise and be respectful of your time and the audience's time. Again, my name is Daniel Delehanty. I'm a proud resident of the city of Rochester, and I'm gladly send my children to city schools because I believe diversity and integration is essential to my children's education. I am also a national board certified teacher of social studies who teaches in a district that struggles with the obstacles of poverty. I am proud of the many efforts of dedicated teachers in my district that innovate new curriculum and work to make learning meaningful for our children. And that is who this has to be about, the children. All children being given an equal opportunity for education. When I studied educational leadership at the University of Rochester, one of my professors stated, "The best thing we could do as educational leaders was to focus on what was within our spheres of influence." For the past 14 years, I've tried to do just that. I've expended my energies on my family and my classroom. My classroom is the Teaching and Learning Institute, a magnet program for future teachers and leaders at East High School. By all measures, our program has been quite successful. I could bury my head in the sand and continue to tell myself that all is okay, but it is not. I can no longer stay silent about the attack on our public education system, where our most vulnerable students, those that are largely poor and minorities, are paying the price required by the profiteers running our newly corporatized educational system. The testing of elementary students must stop. The testing required to evaluate teachers must stop. The constant testing of new Common Core standards must stop. The high-stakes testing required for graduation must end. Ethically, I am bound to tell you that every time I give a test where my students do not get to see the results and learn from them, I'm doing them a disservice. It does not serve them. It only serves the state. Testing has become an obstacle to learning. It literally discourages quality teaching rather than promoting it. I call for the resignation of Commissioner King. The New York State Board of Regents, under his administration, has failed us with its over-reliance on standardized testing, with tying teachers' evaluations to these tests, with its inept rollout of the Common Core standards, and with its anti-democratic push to open more charter schools. Together, these policies are an affront to public education. Meanwhile, few among our state and federal leaders address the real problem. We have a segregated educational school system. We have created a school system of haves and have-nots. The state, content to write checks for massive amounts of money for city schools, has actually turned its back on our neediest children. As community after community has segregated by law its school districts to prevent students of color and students of poverty from going to class with more affluent, privileged students across the state. It does not matter what standards, what kinds of tests, what amount of money you spend on an impoverished district where 90% of the students live in poverty. Separate is not equal. When districts in Monroe County are rated by the Rochester Business Journal as among the top places to educate our children, and then our city is ranked dead last, that is not a source of pride. That is criminal. We should be ashamed. We are one community. We need to recognize this and recognize that the school district boundaries we legally reinforce do not serve us, but perpetuate the suffering of our children. Will you step up in this madness of over-testing APPR and charter schools and join me in speaking the truth? Will you call for a countywide school district? Will you exercise leadership where it is needed most? The effects of concentrated poverty on academic performance are clear. Study the work of Richard Kallenberg, Senior Fellow at the Sensory Foundation. When the poverty level of a school goes up, the average achievement level goes down. Study the countywide school district in Wake County, North Carolina, to see what success truly looks like. We must dilute the poverty level of our schools to see achievement go up. Remember, we let our children compete on the basketball court and on the athletic field. Why not let suburban and city students compete in the classroom? Until that happens, city graduation rates will remain below 60%, corporate profiteers will continue to make money off of excessive testing, and hundreds of millions of dollars will be wasted. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.